Hey, how are you guys doing on today? Welcome to the room. And she's stationary. Ow. Y'all ain't hear me singing when you came in, but I was singing my Ursher. Okay, I was singing my Ursher. And then I saw that my friend, she was stationary. Okay, my friend was stationary. Welcome on today. It is your girl Raquel May David, and I am here to help you guys be a beast in these credit streets by going over the Dispute Panda platform. And I am with my amazing co-host. Don't close that door. Don't close that door. Don't close that door. You see what I'm talking about? I'm here with my amazing co-host, David Sanchez, and we were meant to be. Obviously, my husband ain't listening today. Okay, y'all? Just understand behind the scenes, okay? Be a whole orchestra over here. Be a whole orchestra over here. But no, I want to say thank you guys so much for coming in. So on tonight, we are going to talk about the world's most advanced and effective AI-powered credit repair software that we also give you like great tools, right? So outside of myself
Let's
and David coming here.
go.
Hey Jack, welcome to the room, my love.
Hey, how are you doing?
Wonderful. Thank you for the hair
I've,
compliments,
I've
darling.
invited
Thank you.
I've invited a couple people. Are they in here? Do you know?
I have honey, who'd you invite? I don't know who
Uh,
you invited. Who
there's
you
like
invite?
4 or 5 people I've invited to this.
Okay, do you know their name, boo? What their name? What
Lilia
their
Robinson
name
should be
is?
one of them. Is Lilia Robinson in here?
I don't see a Lilia, but if you go to your chat, I think you could see everybody in your well, I don't know, chat. Let me not lie to you. But no, I don't see a Lilia here as of yet.
All right, I'm texting her.
No problem.
Texting a couple people to join.
Clarence said I'm here, Jack.
Oh, what's up, Clarence? Clarence is cool people. He's new to the credit industry.
Lovely, darling. Welcome to the room, my love. Welcome. All right, so to get you guys kind of started, we start promptly at 8:10 because we know everybody be late. Y'all be on time, but we be having some stragglers, okay? And we want to make sure that everyone has the ability to kind of ask some questions before we dive into the actual platform. But before I open the floor for questions, I need to know who's in the room, what you guys are doing, where you are at, so I can kind of understand how to formulate my verbiage when I'm having the response. So if you guys are brand new, I know Jack said we had someone here. If you are brand new to the and don't have, like, you just got the platform today or you don't have the platform yet, drop a 1 in the chat. If you have the platform, drop a 2. If you've used the platform, drop a 3.
Are you
You
talking
better
about
have
dispute
used
beef?
that. You know, I'm finna tussle with Nikki over there. Hey, Katrina girl.
I have the
Hey.
platform, but I haven't used it yet, right? That's number two.
That's number 2. Okay. Cool. You're on board. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, or comments, we have a couple of minutes open for me to go ahead and antagonize y'all spirits. If you have a question, go ahead and ask away before we dive in and get started. What's up? So we have a question in the chat from Niles. Oh, wait a minute now. Y'all moving a little fast for your girl. How to dispute late fees. So are you talking about late payment? Because late fees is something that you would dispute directly to the creditors, right? Not necessarily on the credit report. So the credit report itself, if you're asking how to dispute late payments, that's what he said, late payment. Okay, good. I like that. If you're talking about late payments, the system does now have an automatic letter that once it comes into the platform, it will automatically change the verbiage from get it completely removed because it's completely an error to it will register that it's a late payment, and it does draft a late payment letter for you. Also, there is a goodwill letter under the static letters that I will show you guys that you can also leverage as well for that option. Great question, Niles. Any other questions? I'm trying to scroll through here, y'all. I'm trying to scroll through here. Let's see. So we got 2 for Niles, 2 for Clarence, 2 for Bethany. Welcome to the club, Bethany. I don't know why Nikki's sitting here and Nikki ain't loyalty tax ain't sent off a letter. She done been here. She know my whole flow, y'all. So when y'all see me start cracking up, it's because Nikki knows exactly what I'm gonna say, and it's not fair. See, Katrina know what I'm gonna say too, but she don't come on camera, so I don't get to have fun with Katrina the way I want to. Okay, Bethany, I have started to use the platform, but I am in beta mode because I have been in credit repair for come on, hold on, 22 years. But I used to use Trackstar and whatever Daniel Rossi's program is. Got it. Ran my own credit repair for 2 years, but then stopped working. So I am beta testing this program and whole new way of doing things. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, what I think is really good about the Dispute Panda platform is, number one, we give you a flow. So when you come in, I know that for you, since you've done credit repair before, now you're in the system that's going to be doing Metro 2 and it goes through all the process. Definitely love the fact that you're testing on yourself first. That is the number one thing that I always advise people to do, so that you can kind of see what the letters look like, how it's generated, what conversations would you have with your clients, right? You have all of that. So I think that that's really dope. Excuse me. And I used to use Daniel Rosen as well. I was a CRC member also. And then, you find new things and you find things that are a little bit more cost effective and they get the job done, right? How do you use Metro 2 and what is it for? So Metro 2 is the coding on the back end that is used the best way that I can explain it is there is a coding that is on every section of your credit report, right? So your name has a dedicated coding that it's supposed to match on the back end. The system pulls the information and then it takes the coding that's in this Metro 2 guidebook and it says this is the information that is supposed to be there. And if it's not correct, then it needs to be adjusted based off of these coding. The coding also goes as deep as collection versus charge off, right? So if the account is a true charge off, meaning it's past 120 days, right? And it is a charge off, but the coding on the back end may be listed as a collection, that is wrong placement. So the Metro 2 are the codings that the system is reading in order to gauge you as to what that particular account or trade line, because a lot of people think trade lines are specific to credit cards. Trade line is every single account that's listed on your credit report is known as a trade line. So every single one of those accounts that are sitting there, they have specific coding, and the Metro 2 software will use that coding to make sure that's in alignment with what's on the back end at the actual credit bureau. It also helps with like eOscar because that's the internal system that they're using also. So the system it basically generates the coding based on every section within the credit report and assigns the appropriate coding that should be there that may not already be coding on there. Great questions. I can't sell it until I can pitch it properly. Oh, I like that. There's a whole manual for Metro 2. This system you don't have to know the coding to Metro 2. The system automatically does it for you. And what I always recommend is when you print off the letters, make sure you're reading it so that way you can kind of see what it's saying before you send it out, and that way you can leverage the information when you're having the conversation with your client. I love how you explain things for someone new like myself. I be trying, child. Okay, I be trying to explain a little bit. Okay, come on into the club. I be trying to act right. Hey, Adonis. I love Adonis's name. My son's best friend is Adonis, so by default, that is my boo right there. Like, welcome to the room, Adonis.
Hello, hello.
You my baby.
Woo!
All right. So, any other questions? I love
Hey,
these
that's
questions today.
Adonis, the credit god.
Yes. Adonis is doing great things in these streets, honey. Metro 2.
I got a question for you when you get a chance.
Sure. What questions do you have, my love?
What would you say is like the golden number of like inquiries, charge off, or collections you can do in like the Supreme Nerve Boosted? I've just been wondering about that because I don't want to top it out or max it out whenever I'm doing those and have issues later on.
So remember that when you're doing it, it won't max it out. It'll max it out per letter. So if the max, let's say for instance, the max is 10, but your client has 20, that means that they're going to get 2 letters for that one particular credit bureau. So you're never going to max anything out. The system will just automatically cap it and then take the rest of it and put it on the next set of letters that needs to go up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I had this one girl, bless her heart, she had like 119 hard inquiries, and I was like, yeah, I think I told you about that. I was thinking in my head, I was like, if I send one letter, it's gonna get like flagged by the bureaus. They're just gonna be like, no, that's too much.
No, it's not. So I know that back in the day, it used to be a cap of 5. Like that was something that was notated that they wanted you to have a cap of 5. Some of these letters have caps, but what that cap means is for that one letter, we will take 7, let's say 7 accounts, 10 inquiries, 9 personal pieces of information, right? And then that would be, let's say that one credit bureau has 23 items. Then that means that instead of them having one letter with all of it on there, they're going to have 2 letters, or they're going to have 3, so that it qualifies for the max amount that that system can generate. Great question. But it doesn't just not generate it. It just kind of separates the letters out. So that's why sometimes you'll see that a person will have 3 letters to TransUnion, but 4 letters to Experian, because they may have had more inquiries or more accounts from that particular vendor.
Okay,
I
awesome.
did a
Thank
guy
you.
earlier. It was 50 individual letters.
Yeah. Especially if you listen, and not trying to be funny, y'all. I love my paralyzed touch attack. That is my letter 6. I don't care what flow I'm using. I've called Dominique myself and been like, my round 6 is always paralyzed touch attack, right? However, with that being said, when I am working through the client's files, one of the things that I've noticed is that when it comes to that letter, especially if your client has, like I had one client that had over 200 negative items on their credit profile. That letter was thick. Like my printer was mad at me for the day, okay? How fast can I get good credit? 3 to 6 months. So I want to say this, and I love the fact that we have different people in the room. I am not your traditional coach, okay? I am not going to tell you that you're going to get good credit in X amount of times off of these letters. I want you to have a clear understanding that for your client to have good credit, it is a dance on 2 sides that need to happen. I can send the letter to get the past stuff. I want the room to hear me. The past stuff that you did when you told your mama you were going to go to the store, but you didn't go to the store, you went to your girlfriend's house, right? You went to your boyfriend's house. I can go ahead and get you that forgiveness, okay? I'm gonna go to mama, I'm gonna talk to her, be like, Ma, listen, remember when you were young and you were young and dumb. You know what I'm saying? He young and dumb. Give him some grace, right? I can go ahead and plead your case for your past behavior. But your current and present behavior is going to dictate those numbers. Please understand that right now we're at the FICO 10T that's currently in circulation, okay? With that being said, they're looking at your activity for the last 24 months. I can write all the letters in the world. If my client is still paying late, her credit ain't going to be good. If my client's balances are still too high, they're not going to be good. So holistically, when we're talking about good credit, the question is, what does the client have? So when I'm looking at my client's profile, I'm looking at what is the old stuff that they had going on. What are they missing on their profile to be fundable or for them to be lender friendly, right? And then I'm talking to them about, come on, boo, this is what you're not doing. These are the accounts you don't have. These are the things that are missing, because those 2 things, me writing the letter to work on the path, yes, that's going to help you. But I can tell you right now, I have a client where my first round is the personal information cleaning. I'm getting the reports from LexisNexis, all of that good stuff, right? And then I dispute my client's profile. But when we have a call and we have a consultation call, the first thing that I'm doing in that call is I'm going over the work that they need to do. I had a client that all they did was lower their score, lower their outstanding credit utilization by 15 to 20%, and they got a 65 point increase on all 3 credit bureaus. And that was their behavior, right? Forget the name, the address, all of just their behavior gave them 54 to 64 points out the gate. So when you're asking what that is, it depends on the client. Can you realistically get a client to their goal in 3 to 6 months? It depends on what the client has. If that client comes to you with 5, 6, 7 repos, honey, baby, I'm gonna need you to go drink some milk while I go ahead and figure this out, because we finna tussle, right? But if your
Lilia's in
client,
here now.
what'd you say?
Lilia's in here now.
Okay, cool. Hey, girl, welcome.
How are you?
You know,
What's
earlier
up?
I charged somebody $500 for a credit repair. That was earlier today.
Well, see, there we go. Also, which attack disputes late payments? All the attacks in the system will dispute late payment if late payment is on file. Mr. Trent, I think you had your hands up next. I wanted to read those 2 questions. What questions do you have for me, my love?
Yeah, can you go through the first 5 attacks of how you would combo the first 5 attacks to, keep a customer for like 6 months? Because I would assume you're doing 1 attack a month.
So I'm going to answer that question. So I love to be honest in this platform. I will give you the flow that Dispute Panda has. Okay. If you want my sauce, how Raquel does it, that's in my mentorship program. I break it down for my people. I give them step by step as to what they need to do. But for transparency, I can answer what the system is showing, and then I can go into a little bit more in depth of kind of like, I'll give you a little razzle dazzle of what I do. But yes, to answer your question, legally, the law says, so if you guys are brand new, and loyalty tax can tell you, I think Trina was in my class the other day, we go back to the actual law and we talk about, and we actually have classes about what legally is supposed to be done in credit repair. So according to the law, when you dispute your file, you have to give the credit bureau 30 days for them to dispute your file. If you do not give them 30 days and you send another round of dispute, then you're basically conceding to them that they can have a 15 they can have an additional 15 days to kind of go through the process. So with that being said, you're supposed to send out letters every 35 days. This system is generated, and the way it's curated is that every 35 days, if you're using Credit Dyno, you get a free round of attacks. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you guys the platform, and I'm going to show you the guide that's gifted to you. I will definitely tell you my variation and why I do it differently, just a little bit, but it's completely up to you how you want to do it. Okay. Bethany had a question. I sent out my identification letters for myself and my husband, and I'm using currently the methods where someone else is mailing for me through Panda. My husband and I both sent off identification. This looks okay. So what Bethany is saying is that she mailed off her identification letter. She got a response back, which was a lovely stall letter that says it looks like it's another person that's doing this. I want to clarify that legally there is nothing that states that you cannot have an organization support you for credit repair. I think I have it on my screenshot. Hold on, let me see
That's
if I can
been
find
game
it.
changer using those. I've been sending them stall letter back.
Yep. So the stall letter is located in the static letters, and that's what you would send back in response.
It's free
So
too,
Bethany,
guys. Free.
if you are utilizing that, Bethany, what you would do, just for best practices, what you would do is, if you get that notice on a Tuesday, on Wednesday, you want to go into, or on Tuesday, you want to go ahead and go into the stall letters, and I'll show you it once we get into the system. You're going to go into the stall letter. You're going to click on stall letters under static letters, and then you are going to put the date that you sent the original dispute. Best practices, you are going to send the original dispute. So if that response was from TransUnion, you're going to print off the stall letter. You're going to take the TransUnion disputes. You're going to put them together. You're going to put them back out in the mail. You want to do that within the first 7 to 15 days. If it's outside of that window, my statement that I say is to always print off the stall letter and then resend it with the next round that you have. So it depends on the time frame as to how quickly you're going to send either the original dispute, or you're just going to move on to the next dispute and send it out with that stall letter. Can you go over your first 5 attack? Okay, I told Mr. Trent I was going to hook him up with that. Okay, Miss, is it Tamara? Is it Tamara or Tamara? Hey girl, hey Miss Brooks. All right.
It's Tamara. How you doing, Raquel?
I'm hot, and I thought my niece would have seen this sweat that was glistening on my brow, and she'd have got me something to drink. But now she's just sitting over there acting cute, just
She
in the
needs something
class.
to drink,
Okay,
y'all.
you see what I'm saying? I'm parched. I'm parched. I'm joking.
That's
Roll
Tammy.
T
She
tax,
attacked boss
yeah.
too.
She sent
Yeah, she
me.
treat me. UCC consumer law. Come on now. Okay. Best attack for student debt specifically. That is a great question. And what I'm going to tell you is I partner with some really dope people. I have a person that works specifically for student loans if the person needs something like a re-age or something of that nature. However, I like to be transparent. The attacks that I use still is either the red attack or the blue attack. The new attack works fine. I don't have a problem with the new attack. I just happen to like the flow of the old attacks that were in there. My niece, however, who works in my business, whenever I have new clients come in, she uses the new attack flow. The only difference is on round 6, I told her, I don't care what you do, we're doing the paralyzed touch point. That is
I've been
my
using
go-to.
paralyzing touch point and the pinwheel attack.
Mm-hmm. And are you tracking, Jack?
Yeah, I'm tracking.
Okay, cool. Just got them back. Thank you. Yep. So do the stall letters, and I'll show you how to do the stall letters today. So you're good to go. Who wants to link up outside? Okay, come on, somebody. I like this. Come on. Mr. Trim was like, let's be friends. Hey, let's go. How much money average is everyone's agency making monthly so I know what to charge? So Trent, I'm going to tell you that you are required to do your market research. Love you to life. I want to tell you why. We are all here in different spaces. I'm in Texas, okay? I personally can tell you that I switched my model from a monthly payment model to a pay per delete model because I have the tracking that says that I know I can get paid. First of all, I can get paid more charging your behind pay per delete, but I digress. Okay. But what you want to do is check out your market. You want to look at your area and see what the pricing point is, because if you're looking at what we're making and all of us being in different states and all of us having different niche markets, like if you look at Jack is an influencer, right? So his pricing point is going to be different based on his core audience, right? And who his ideal person is. He structures his business differently.
I want per client.
Right. So his pricing structure is different. If you're dealing with a certain person, what I would definitely tell you to do is in your state where you are, type in credit repair companies, do your research, call them, see what that conversation sounds like over the phone, pretend to be a customer. I tell everybody, and this is something that I give as a tip normally, you should have dummy email addresses. I have an email address specifically for like when I go to Target or Ross or one of those or Old Navy, so that way I can put that email address in and they can send me whatever discount codes over there, but it doesn't clog up my regular email that I'm in every day. And it also helps me not spend, because y'all don't know I'm a shopaholic. Okay. I like the bad stuff. Okay. I like shiny stuff. I like new stuff. The only thing old I like is my kids and my husband. Okay. Everything else is new. Everything else is new. So you want to make sure that you have a couple of those emails on the side, and then you go and see what the market is looking like in your area and what do they offer that you're willing to offer as well, or you're not willing to offer, and then you need to price adjust. When you're looking at your pricing structure, something that people always miss, y'all, is that y'all miss the like what's included. How much does it cost for you to run your business? Because your first 5 to 10 people should be covering all of your overhead plus making you money, right? So you need to figure out what does that cost. So if everyone here is using the free platform, y'all are already at zero. Y'all are already in the black, right? And then if you're using Credit Dino for your credit monitoring software, you're getting an extra $17 right there. Plus, if you're an affiliate with it, you're getting $8. So that means that's $25 off the bat that you're already maneuvering with, right? So if you're wanting to find out what you should charge, you have to start where you are, because my pricing here in Texas, I'm in a military town, is not going to be the same for my homeboy who lives in Dallas, right? Who's right next to the Dallas people, the football people. I know what they call the football people over there, okay? At the stadium. So he can charge a little more over there with the football people, okay? Over there in DeSoto, because they got a little bit more coinage versus over here where I'm I'm kind of like in the military town. Versus my homegirl who does credit repair in Austin, she charges a little bit more and different because she's in a high affluent area. So you want to take into consideration your target audience, the cost to do business, how much you want to get paid, what are your services you're going to provide, and then do your research on the companies that are around you. Best practice is to start with 5 companies that would be like your competition. They may not know you exist. You know what I'm saying? Like my 5 competitors don't even know I'm out here in these streets, but I know that they out here. I'm gunning for them, right? You got to kind of have it that way. So that's how I would say to start.
Credit repair.
Um oh,
If
she's
I
in
can,
Texas.
if I could
Okay.
throw something out there for all those people that are like looking for a good price point too, real quick.
Sure, go ahead. I'm in Vegas. Hey, Niles in Vegas.
Yeah. So one thing that I was looking into is like a lot of people don't like those big number signs on the front end. So if you're saying, let's say for example, you're like, oh, my credit repair is $500 or $800. People like to see like, oh, well, I can do it with Afterpay or Klarna because they like broken up payments via versus, oh, that $800. That's a big thing to have up front. And if you get your LLC articles of incorporation, build a website, it can be cheap. You can do it on WordPress for free. You're more likely to get approved on Afterpay, and Afterpay will pay you up front. And if the people don't pay them, well, that's between Afterpay and them. So at that point, you're going to get paid no matter what, that big number that you choose, and then they are given the option to break it up. And that's all I wanted to say. Just a good idea for people looking to break it up.
I
Wow,
also want
that's very smart.
I also wanted to say that I want to be transparent. Y'all will go into some rooms and people will drop some Carfax that may not be as accurate. I want to tell you that the law says CROs are not supposed to collect money up front until work is done, right? So make sure that your state you're following the guidelines in accordance while you're going through the process. Now, there are a lot of people that do like a flat rate service. One of the things that one of my homegirl does is she does invoices every single month. So if the client does end up, let's say you hit the client's goal. So let's say your client came in and their goal was to get to 620 and they hit that 620 before the 6 months. Because she had been invoicing them, she knows exactly how much she would need to refund. Or the other option is that she gives that amount that's paid difference. I think she had one client that it was an extra $200. What she did was offer to roll that $200 towards the enrollment for someone else, right? And that way that kind of kept her having more and more clients. So you want to make sure that you're following the laws that are written, but you want to make sure that you're CYOing yourself on the back end. So that Klarna, I know a lot of people that use Afterpay, Affirm, things of that nature within their company. They keep denying me because my stuff said credit all over the place, but it's all right. I don't need it because I do, like I said, me and my paper at least doing great over here. But yeah, I definitely appreciate it. So I saw that there were some new faces in here right before I dive in, because depending on, I think everyone that's in here said that they had the platform. So drop a 2 in the chat if you have the platform. Drop a 3 in the chat if you use the platform. Because if you have the platform, I'm just going to dive right on into the platform today, just in honor of everyone's time. Jennifer said 2. Miss Brooks said 2. Jack, I know, got the platform and is using it fine. We know Jack out here. Jack and Adonis is living the best life, honey.
I'm damn
Bethany,
near retired.
see, come on now. I'm moving in with you. Don't worry about it, Jack. I'm moving in with you.
Okay, I got room.
Jack and the
He
dogs.
does.
Me, I don't even like animals like that, but I'm gonna move in with Jack and his dogs. He look.
You would love my golden retriever.
See, I think so.
Louis has his own social media page. He's out there.
Louis is more famous
Clarence,
than a lot of people.
Clarence, we are talking about Dispute Panda. That is correct. That's the call that you're on now. Clarence, do you have the Dispute Panda platform?
I still don't understand Dispute Beast.
That you gotta get on the other call, friend. We can't do that here.
Oh damn! I guess I do need to hop on another call.
Don't worry, we're gonna have a class on that soon.
Cool.
Hey, Raquel, real quick.
When are
Have
we
you
doing
heard of-
trade line class?
Oh, my Lord.
When is
That's
my
what me
trade
and
line
Adonis
class? I
need.
think I might be. Is the trade line class? Okay.
Yeah, that's what
I'll put it on the calendar.
I already somewhat understand a
I have an
concept of
event
how it
this
works.
Thursday and Friday, so
Cool.
Have you ever looked into the Credit Visio? Have you heard of that one?
I
Credit
have.
Versio?
Mm-hmm.
Or Versio? Yeah, that's the one. Have you guys heard about that? I've had a couple people
Yep.
ask me. They're like, why
Mm-hmm.
should I go through your service when I could use Credit Versio? And my response is
Yeah.
always this: it's
Well,
like
Credit
you can
Versio doesn't
handle
actually send dispute letters. It's just basic
right.
disputing.
Right. And my response is, with the software that I'm using, you're also paying for convenience and like longevity. I was like, that's a fairly new software. And on top of that, that Credit Versio, it's like if you wanted to do your own taxes, sure, you might be able to get a couple hundred, bucks back. When you get someone who's like state certified, then you're not only paying for convenience, but expertise, and it always shuts them down. And it's always Credit Versio. It's nowhere else. I always hear that exact argument. But I just didn't know if you guys had heard about that too.
Yeah, I've heard of Credit Versio. I've actually heard of several DIY softwares. The only other DIY software I ever talk about is Dispute Beast because, excuse me, I call it Dispute Panda Y. Okay, so for me, the number one thing that I tell people when they're doing credit repair or they say, why do I go through you? I definitely love the feedback that you had. One of
Dispute
the
Panda's
things
the
that I
best.
say is I know how to change my tires, but I don't, right? Like, do I know how to change my tires? Absolutely. But am I going to change my tires? Absolutely not. Do I have time to change my tires? Absolutely not. Why would I not take it to someone who knows exactly what they're doing, knows how to get everything certified, done, put up, and take 2 minutes versus me? Y'all gonna mess around and my tire gonna be rolling down the road. Okay. I'm not saying I can't put it on. I'm saying it might not stay. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. It might not stay on there. And you have someone who has the proven record of not just sending out the letters, but once you send out those letters and you get the replies back, what exactly are you going to do when you get the replies back? How are you going to respond to those letters that come back? I had a situation where I sent out a dispute letter and then I sent out a surplus and a deficiency letter for this particular repo, right? When the letter came back, it said that there was no deficiency and there was nothing owed. So there was no surplus and there was no deficiency, which means what was owed was $0. But they had $22,000 on her credit report for a repo, right? But because I sent out that surplus and deficiency letter and I got a letter back from the actual creditor clearly stating that there was $0 owed on that particular vehicle, I now was able to go ahead and get that $22,000 off. Can Credit Versio give that to you? Do they know the in between that needs to be done that you don't have that knowledge and that leverage? That's the difference between using a DAY service versus using someone who's certified, bonded, seasoned. Okay, I'm a good piece of chicken at Disney. Okay, turkey thigh, turkey thigh at Disney. Okay, that's the difference between me and the software.
That makes sense.
So I definitely like your feedback. I definitely want you to lean in a little bit. I don't want you. Just you can lean in a little bit more on my level of expertise is not just writing a letter. It's handling the responses that come back from the letter. And if you want to do it by yourself, by all means, it's fine. Here's my link for you to book a call when the letters come in. That's how I would position myself. And make sure you have a booking link that has an actual, you're gonna pay me for that time though. You follow what I'm saying? Like whatever your hourly rate is, you can give them a discount, but we don't discount in 2024, so never mind. But you get what I'm saying. Like give them a way to circle back to you if that's the avenue they want to go. Because once they start getting those letters back, they're not going to know what to do. And all Credit Visio is going to do is tell you, here's the next round of letters.
Right. And it'll be the same
Because even
information
with
as
my
before.
DIY software, there we go. Even with my DIY software is $50 a month. They have accessibility to it. Every single month, I have an email sequence that goes out to my clients that says, hey, I know that you're doing this by yourself. If you want to book a call, if you have any questions, here's my booking link. It's going to cost you $47 though. Yes, you're getting a discounted rate because I am getting, you know what I'm saying? I'm still getting my nice little check from my DIY, but we have to make sure that we're making sense all the way around. My social media everywhere is Raquel May David because he put a ring on it. So you can find me everywhere at Raquel May David. Instagram, Facebook. To be quite honest, y'all, I'm mostly on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. Those are the 3 platforms that I'm normally hovering around. I haven't had my first client yet, so I haven't used it. Clarence, I'm going to tell you right now, my love, you are your first client. I don't care if your credit report's a 700. I'm going to tell you what I told my accountability partner, who's my best boo. She has I want to say her loan number is like a 763. Okay. And she was like, I don't need to worry about it. I ain't never been late. Da, da, da. I said, cool. It took me 6 months. When I finally wore her down to pull her credit report, she had 7 different spellings of her name on her credit report. She had 4 different addresses, okay? And she had inquiries that weren't supposed to be on there anymore. Like legally, they should have fallen off, right? So even if your credit score is good, I want us to understand that credit repair is not just for the score. The credit repair is for the body of your credit report. The goal is to make sure that you are looking inviting, okay, to lenders. That means one name, one address, one date of birth, one social, and as little disruptions as possible as you were going through, okay? So definitely put yourself in if you haven't done so as of yet, Clarence, and we're gonna dive into that today. Me and you to change a fuel filter one time. Oh, you and YouTube change a fuel filter? Heck no, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna blow up. Ma'am, Mrs. Boom. You understand? You understand me? Boom, blow up good. Blow up good. No. I do simple things like wash my car. Like I don't even put gas in it, okay? Because I'm afraid. Let me just be clear. If I don't let a man be in the car with me, I'm looking at you sideways like you don't know what your job is. Like my husband pumps gas, okay? If I pump gas, I'm putting gloves on. Listen, hand sanitizer. Your girl don't got. You sell a fuel filter. I don't even change a little filter. It's a vent. It's a little fiber. Okay, I don't even go in there and take it. Why am I gonna go? It's hot. No, that's why I got a lovely husband. Yeah, he gets special privileges. I am Coach Raquel _TV on Instagram. So if you can't, you probably can't find me on Instagram because you're spelling my name without a C as in Charlie. So it's Romeo Alpha Charlie Quebec Uniform Echo Lima. So think of Raquel Welch, but add a C in between the A and the Q. Awesome sauce. I think I got through everybody. All right. So do you guys, since you guys have been so interactive, I want to make sure that I start where everyone is comfortable. Do you guys want me to start from the ground level where I open the account and we start from the beginning? Or do you want me to dive in with an already open account and just kind of show you guys everything? Let me know where y'all at. I could do either or. Either or. Stacy, do you have any questions? Welcome to the room. I didn't see your 2. Can you drop a 2 in the chat if you already have the platform, or a 3 in the chat if you have the platform and has used it? Beginning. Okay. No problem. We're going to start from the beginning. Okay. Like Genesis. We're going to start from the ground level. All right. So let's go to the Dispute Panda page. I'm going to share my screen, y'all. Let me know if you can see it. Oh, your grocery shop. It's all right, Stacy. And make sure y'all catch us on the replay, okay? Make sure y'all catch us on the replay. All right, so I'm gonna start at the top, y'all. And y'all know, if y'all don't know today, I want y'all to know today. I start with the shmoney. So as we go through this platform, we are going to talk about drip money. We're going to talk about extra ways that you can make silent coin, but we're also going to talk about how you can leverage the platform, right? So with us going through that, I like to start from what it's going to cost you in order to have the platform. So this particular platform is the first that I know of, I don't know of many, that is a pay-as-you-go platform. So the actual Dispute Panda free version is just that. It is completely free. You come in, you're able to house your clients' information, their identification, which we're going to go over that in a second. You are able to have a secure platform for them, for you to upload, dispute the letters on the back end, go through everything that you need on the free version, right? On the free version, if you are not using Credit Dyno, the only out-of-pocket expense that you have is the $17 per attack that you have for your client. So what that means is if your client is using Smart Credit, Identity IQ, My Score IQ, then you are paying $17 every month that you come in for your client. If you do not generate a letter for your client that month, you do not get billed the $17. If you are using Credit Dyno, which was created to be integratable with Dispute Panda, your dispute round is free. So you now have a free platform. You're making $8 because they're using the Credit Dyno. So if you have an affiliate link and they're signing up on your affiliate link, you're making $8 and you're getting the $17 waived every 35 days. I want to stress the importance of every 35 days. If you use the Credit Dyno as your credit monitoring software and you pull it on day 32, you are paying the $17 because the system is rewarding you by granting you the free round of attack because you're waiting 35 days or longer. I personally am a 40-day company, so I don't actually pull my client's number until that 40-day window. So I always get it for free. Okay, that's just me. I like free discounts. Okay, I got 4 kids. Okay, I need discounts all the way around. Okay. Now, the pro version gives you the ability to have a safe client access portal, and now your client can do some work. So when I say some work, what I mean is on the free platform, you have to upload the IDs, you have to upload all the supporting documents, you generate the letter, you put the client in system, you are doing everything start to finish. On the pro version, you can create onboarding forms so that your clients can go ahead and sign up, put their information in there, actually sign a contract, actually upload the documentation. Like they can go through every single thing on their back end. And then all you do is go in and pick the letters and mail those bad boys out, right? So that's the option that you have. The free platform where you do everything start to finish. The pro platform, I like it where it's a nice little dance between the both of you. So if you are doing this for your friends and family, I've had people say, well, I don't know if I should do the pro. The pro does give you other additives that I'm going to cover as well. So even if you're doing it for your friends and family, what I always tell them is to take that $200 and divide it between the family. And then also make them pay for their own mailing of the letters, because I'm just saying, okay, you family, you could pay for your own mail. But if you have more than 5 to 6 clients and you're using Credit Dyno, my recommendation would be for you to go to the pro 1000%, especially if you're running this as a full CRO business. Okay. And of course, if you pay for the year, you get 2 months for free in this piece. All right. The next section I'm gonna go to is the training. The reason that I jumped to the trainings because the pro and the calculator and the integration you'll be able to see when we get inside. The training is what I think a lot of people jump over. So at the very top of the training, there is a free guide. If you click this button, you will see the actual guide and attack flow that is currently out that we have tested. We are saying, hey, this is what you want to use. And this was based on what was requested from you guys. Hold on one second. I think something is going on with my phone. I don't know what's happening here. Do y'all hear that ringing or is that just me? You hear the ring? Okay, as long as I'm not going. Okay. Hold on. Who is ringing? And I got the do not disturb on. Hold on, y'all, because somebody calling my phone now. I don't know how to make them be quiet. You know these gidgy gadgets. Y'all can hear it though, right? Yeah? Okay. All right. So hopefully they'll stop calling because I can't answer in the name of the Jesus. Okay. So let me see if we can. This is super weird, y'all. Because there's no one calling on my phone. Okay. Cool, it stopped. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. So what happened was we did have a flow previously. So if you guys go through the chat, David, my wonderful co-host, dropped it in the chat for the old flow and the new flow. So there was a previous flow that was white, black, red, blue, right? However, those particular flows had certified mail that was included. So what ended up happening was the a lot of feedback that we were getting was, is there a way for us to do this without us having to pay for certified mail? What do we do with the other credit reporting agencies? Like, there were a lot of questions that were coming in. When do we file a CFB complaint? CFPB complaint? All of those questions were coming in. So what our team did was go back and do a beta test to see, okay, well, what would work in order to make sure that the letters go out, we're getting results. How often should we be sending to the secondary bureaus? And then doubling back and telling you guys when you should file a CFPB complaint. So if you go to the actual training guide at the very top and you click this free download, you will actually get this attack guide. Now, I do know that it says Dispute Panda Pro and the Credit Dyno, but whether you're using Credit Dyno or you're using the other credit monitoring softwares, this flow will still work. Child support, repos, eviction, it doesn't matter. It will still work on the flow. Now, what I will point out is that you will not be able to get the letters specifically to the creditors themselves. So you will not be able to select this option, and I will show you what that looks like when we get inside to actually do the letters. The reason that that's important is because that particular portion is only available for Pro and Credit Dyno users, because the system is using the data information that comes in to curate the letters to the creditors. So if you are on the free platform, you are only getting letters to the credit reporting agency or the 3 major bureaus and the secondary agencies, right? So you can follow this flow. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Before, even when I started training, I did not have the Pro in the beginning, and I still got results. I've been doing credit repair on and off for 19 years, and I was only using the free version originally because all I cared was about the Metro 2. I had season letters that I kind of did in betwixt anyway, but this platform allows you to upload letters that you may already have that are good and seasoned for you to be able to integrate within the platform as well. Let me see if there's any questions here. The chart confused me, but I'm trying to understand. Cool. So let's talk about it. The chart is telling you, the first line is telling you the number of attacks. So this chart gives you an attack flow for a full 12 months. Are you going to need 12 months? We don't know. Okay. We don't know what your client's profile looks like. We don't know if your client's coming in and out of the platform. Like, I had one lady who literally quit every other month. And then all of a sudden, when she saw her credit score go up, she would come back to the program, right? So you have to be committed. And again, it's an act that's a twofold process. My letters, your behaviors. And I'm going to go over a little bit of what my consultation looks like so you guys can see. But the very first section is telling you the number of attacks. The next section is the attack name. So when you go into the system, there are letters, and all of the letters are named something. So it'll be like Punch of Fury, round kick, and we'll go nerve attack. I'll show you the actual letter so you can follow it. So it's giving you the attack letter that you need to pick, and then the variation of the attack. I like to explain that the variation, when you see Supreme boosted, I'm ready to fight. Okay. I got my wife beater on, my Vaseline's on my face, my rings are off, my earrings are out. Okay. That's what Supreme boosted is. Are you making fun of me over there? That's what Supreme boosted is, right? The regular letters, that's the first set of letters that are just like, hey, by the way, let's talk. I would like to talk to you for a little bit, right? So the letters go up in the verbiage and the tones. They're kind of different depending on the process. I've had some people say that they did not want to use Supreme boosted, but I had to let them know that your first letter that you're going out with this particular flow that they're giving, it's not hostile. It's just calling your attention, right? It may seem hostile because I said my Vaseline was on, but I need to tell y'all I was serious. You get what I'm saying? Like, I need to come outside and show you, like, I'm not fighting over the boy, but since you called me and said you want to fight me, I'm coming outside. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to pull up. So that's kind of the verbiage that I would like you to understand when it comes to the attack variation. There's segments that you can select, and I'll show you once we get into the platform what that looks like. Now, the creditor means if you have the Pro and you have Credit Dyno, there is a box option that it will also generate letters, not just to the 3 credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, but also individual letters to the creditors. So i.e. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Santander, Capital One. If you have an issue, it will generate a letter for them as well, right? And then the static letters are the letters that you're going to pick for the other credit reporting agencies that house your information. So a lot of people think that the issue is only with Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. First of all, they own a lot of other credit reporting agencies as well. And you need to get your information not just off from the big three, but also these other places, because if you get it removed from the big three, but it's still at LexisNexis, or it's still at ARS, or it's still at FactorTrust, that information is going to be updated and that file could potentially come back. So you want to make sure that if it falls under the jurisdiction, meaning they are not reporting accurately, then it needs to be removed in all of the houses. I want your stuff out of all 12 houses, not just out of 3. Okay. If it's in 15 places, I need it out of all 15. If you have been reporting accurately, the debt is mine, then that's a different conversation we're going to have to have on the back end. Okay. That's what the static letters are. It's telling you when you should send it to the secondary bureaus versus when you should not. Then there's a variation. So the system does have 10 different handwritten fonts that it can go through. It just allows the system to kind of, the best way I can explain is that credit repair is you're going through and disrupting the system. The more letters you send out, the frequency you have, depending on the attack method that you're using, you may have the ability to go ahead and shift the narrative to get something deleted off of your client's profile because of the level of aggression that you're using, or because of how, like, where it goes. So sometimes the system will give you, which is why we incorporated the handwritten so that we can get through. Because sometimes the system will auto send that stall letter. Like I think it was Niall said that they got that automatic stall letter. Sometimes the handwritten will help you with that as well. The CFPB is another center. So I like to be clear. There's really only one bureau, which is this consumer. The CFPB is the actual bureau, right? But we call the bureaus Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. They're actually credit reporting agencies, just like LexisNexis and Novus, all of them. They're all agencies that are housing our information. I call LexisNexis Big Brother in the Sky because it holds bankruptcy, repo, your driving record, your arrest record, your employment record, like all that stuff being LexisNexis, okay? So don't just think that you're just getting, with LexisNexis, you're only getting your credit score. Like literally your driving score is in there, right? All of that information is in that system. So the CFPB is another bureau that can help you with another layer of aggressive attack methods, right? And you can file a complaint for yourself or your client depending on how far you've gone. And what we did was embed it into the system as to when you're going to send that particular dispute out. Because CFPB is kind of like, the best way I can explain them is that they're kind of like an attorney, like a judge. Like they don't want you to just come here and say the girl harassed you one time. They need a track record that you've been harassed, right? The CFPB needs records that you've tried to reach out and you've tried to ask for help and you haven't gotten support. That's what the CFPB needs. They need records that you've done this. So you don't want to start a CFPB complaint in round 1 because you didn't really dispute in round 1. So we wanted to give you when should you do that attack. Also, when it says mail type, all of these mail options for this particular attack type is always going to be first class mail. First class mail is you taking a regular envelope, putting a stamp on it. Oh, y'all, I ran out of envelopes over here. Y'all don't know, but I got an envelope ball. And I normally have them full, but it's just regular envelope. You just put a stamp on it. That's basically what first class is. The system can mail letters out for you. It can mail letters out for you, the system. However, I personally, I've had this question asked many times. Do I use the system to mail the letter? If I am traveling, yes. If I am home, no. Because I have a power of attorney. And because I have a power of attorney, I normally include my power of attorney with all my dispute letters to the major credit bureau. So I normally print. Plus, because I'm stationed in Texas, I like my geotag to be where I'm stationed because all of my clients are here. So that way I don't necessarily have an issue with the stall letters coming, right? Just again, another tip that's there. But first class mail just means that if you're telling the system to do it, you're not doing certified, it's just going out regular mail. None of these letters have to be in color. I'm going to be honest with you. I fax, I mail, I upload. when the fax is working, let me say that, I fax, I mail, I upload. It doesn't matter if it's in colored or not. I do know when I upload to Experian, it's normally in color. And then the letter side, they're single or double-sided. The recommendation here is single-sided letters. And then the frequency goes back to what I said in the beginning, where you're supposed to be sending out your letters every 35 days. You're supposed to, the way that it's basically calculated is day 1 through 5, you're waiting for it to get there. Then you're allowing them 30 days to dispute. The reason why I'm a 40-day company is because I'm allowing 5 days for the documents to come back. Because I upload, a lot of times, especially to Experian normally comes back a little bit faster for me because of the fact I upload, right? However, I still follow my protocols of a 40-day window when it comes to my clients. Let me know if that helped with the chart, Niles. If not, you can tell me what's kind of iffy and we can go back over them. Okay. Hopefully that helped. Any questions on the chart, guys? All right. I don't see any
I
questions.
have a question.
Sure.
Should I type it or can I just?
You can say it, my love. You off the mic.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, so the first section, okay, because it says attack frequency, and then it has the amount of days that it should be sent out. But on the first section, it will say, it needs to be the number of attacks is 3. So do I send it out 3 times immediately, like when initially 3 times, and then wait the 45 days or however?
Where do you see 3? Show me where you're talking about.
So attack number, you know what? It's saying that's the 3rd attack. Not to send it 3 times. Okay,
There
never
you
mind.
go.
I got it. I answered
There
my
you
question.
go. Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. That's why I wanted to make sure that we could be on the same page. So yeah, you're not sending it out 3 times. Now, is there a method? The credit bureau has like 7 to 15 different addresses. If you want to send a letter to every one of those addresses, that is fine, but make sure that your price point is covering the cost of that mail, right? Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you choose, like personally, I do send, like TransUnion has 2 addresses that work for me. So there are times, like every other month, I will go ahead and send to both. But again, because I'm a pay per delete now, it makes sense because I'm recouping, right? So for me, if I get an account off, it's $125 per bureau, right? Not just the account. So if I get it off of one place, you're paying me $125, but if I get off of all 3, it's $125 times 3. So if I have to send a letter to 2 places, it's not really, I'm making money on the back end, right? Like I'm still doing good. So it depends on how you want to do it, but you're not sending it 3 times. So good. That would be month 3 for your client. And that, if you scroll over from month 3, that should be day 70 or beyond. So you're not sending it out day 1, day 2, because some people will be like, well, why can't I send it out more? Because the law says you have to allow 30 days for the dispute to process, right? So that's what this guide is for. So when you guys go into training, you can scroll down. It will have different training. So if it is not a Monday, a Wednesday, or a Thursday, by the way, I'm not going to be here this Thursday because I'm going to be grown, okay? I'm going to be at an event talking about credit, trying to get these people funding together. Okay, I'll be out here dipping and doing in these streets over here, okay? But I will be back next Thursday, I promise, to go ahead and make your lives magical, okay? So, but if you want training, letters, attacks, the attack variations, like, you said, what is the difference in the attack? So Clarence, what do you mean by attack? Are you talking about the attack letters or are you talking about the attack variation? I want to make sure I'm answering the right question. And congratulations on your vacation, honey. They not going to bed. They not going to bed. Okay, they're not going to bed. He said, I'm on vacation trying to get the kids to go to bed to go to the beach in the morning. They not going to bed and they still going to beach in the morning. So the attack variation is the level of aggression is the best way that I can put it. Regular is like a regular conversation. Hey, Clarence, my name is Raquel. This is my information. These accounts aren't mine. Premium. Hey, Clarence, my name's Raquel. These accounts aren't mine. Here's my identification. This is what you need to do. Supreme. Clarence, I done sent you 2 letters. Okay, I done told you this ain't mine. I'm gonna need you to remove this stuff. Supreme Boosted, Clarence, I'm coming to your building, okay? Because obviously you're not listening to the last 3 letters I sent you. I'm pulling up to the club, right? So the variation is going to have different verbiage, and it's also going to have a little bit more fine-tuned information in the process. But realistically, it's the level of the verbiage of how it's created. So I would say when you're going through the process and you're looking at the Supreme Boosted, look at the verbiage for Supreme Boosted versus regular versus the Supreme versus the Premium. It's just how the dialogue and how the conversation is going to progress. Great question. All right, all right. Ooh, it got dark over here, y'all. Okay.
Okay,
Um,
what about the attack name? What is the difference? I see like the persecute, the round cake. Like
So
what
if
is
you
all
hang
that?
on, I'm going to take, when we get into the system, you'll be able to see because each letter it has different items in it, right? So some of them are specifically for personal information, some of them is personal information accounts and inquiry. So the letter type that you're selecting is going to tell the system what information to pull out to then pull on the letter that you're going to send to the credit bureau. So once we get into the system, you'll be able to kind of see the letter variation, but think of the attack name is telling the system what information it needs to pull in order to generate that dispute letter. And then the variation is telling you how aggressive that language should be based on the letter you picked. Make sense?
Perfect, thank you.
Awesome. All right, all right, all right. So we covered that. All right. Contact us. Y'all know I like to drop gems here. So the contact us tab is for the customer support. I'm gonna say this to y'all because I love y'all in real life. I am here Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for the pro. However, customer service here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All right. So with that being said, since customer service is here, if you guys have a question, you can drop it in the chat. They will go ahead and support you, whether it's on documents, attacks, letters are not being generated, rounds are not going out, whichever works, you can utilize it. I dropped this tool called Loom in the chat. Now I use Loom for my clients in order to generate, a video. I'll do a video. Sometimes I do it for my IT. I'll do it for my VAs. I just did a video to show my niece how to do my calendar, right? It's a quick video. I can see when they've watched it because it gives me a link. I dropped the link in there. I can see when they've watched the actual video. They can comment on the video if they need to, right? But it gives me a good time. I like to use this especially for my VAs because it gives me the ability to go ahead and send them information and say like, okay, I sent this to them on Monday at 2:00. They watched it on Monday at 4:00. So by Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, I should be hearing back from them, right? It gives you a window versus when you just send stuff out, you don't necessarily know when someone has read it. Also, it gives you the ability to show exactly what's on the screen that you're having an issue with. So in real time, if you're having a problem, you're not necessarily going, I'm seeing this. And because they're on the back end, they're not seeing what you're seeing. You're able to show them the screen, the error message you're getting, all of the good things. Okay. So that is why I dropped Loom in the chat. It does give you the ability, and it's free. Again, $3.99 for you to go ahead and utilize. I guess my question is, when looking at the credit report, which inquiries and accounts do I select to make letters, or do I just use the option to select all? That is a great question, Stacy. So I'm going to tell you, and I will go over that once we get to the letter portion, but I'm going to tell you that systemically, the system is going to select any accounts that is impacting your client's credit report or credit score within the last 24-month window. It's going to automatically select that for your client. Now, it will give you a yellow option, which I'll show you when we get in, if it's affecting your client score, but not affecting it right now. Meaning, let's say the account is 10 years old, 4 years ago, they had late payments, but they're now current, right? The system is going to let you know that you can dispute that particular account. Originally, the reason why it was yellow was originally we did not have a late payment letter. Now the system registers that that is a late payment, so you can select it. But the system will automatically select anything that is charge off, collections, anything in a derogatory status for your client automatically. The inquiries is not selected. That is something that you would have to select on your own. You have to, for best practices, what I advise is any inquiries that are attached to an open and active credit card or credit line, you do not dispute those inquiries. If it is not, if it's attached to a house, if it's attached to a car, if it's attached to a motorcycle and it's an inquiry, I will dispute that because they're not coming to get the daggone car, they're not coming to get the house, and they're not coming to get a motorcycle. Okay. But they will close that credit card or that credit line. Okay. So that's the only best practice that I give when it comes to inquiries for your clients. Okay. But I'm going to show you what the system does in a second, so you'll be able to see that. And that was a great question, Stacy. Hold on to your love. All right. Any questions before I move into the sign up for free stage? You guys have been on fire today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, I had a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so guess I'm gonna have to read the chart again, but I understood you until like the beginning part. So
Mhm.
I'm just gonna tell you my situation.
Okay.
My first client is myself, right?
Mhm.
And I just want to deal with late payments and cleaning up. I have about three of them from back when COVID was going on. The three payments, and then I have like a whole bunch of addresses and information that's like when I was a teenager.
Mhm.
So those are the things I mainly want to clean up. But when I'm going through the chart, I'm like hesitant of picking the wrong attack because I don't want to make a mistake on which one's for which.
Okay, so hang tight. We're gonna load the client in a second, and I'm gonna show you because I don't want you guys to get scared. When you go into the system, number one, there's nothing for you to be scared about until you put it in the mail. So let's start there. You can select whatever you want to, as long as you don't put it in the mail if you're unsure, that would be a concern. But the system is on that. Remember that the letter that you're picking is going to pull the information out that is needed. What you're checking when you go into the system is going to then, so you have to tell the system what you want to dispute, and then you have to then pick the letter, right? So when you're going into the system, the first thing that you're doing is telling the system, I need to dispute these inquiries, I need to dispute these accounts. The next stage is then picking the actual letter for it to then pull that information, put it on the piece of paper with all of the Metro 2 coding and all the information that you need. So if you're looking for late payments, then all you have to do is make sure the correct accounts are being selected so that that late payment verbiage letter should be selected. But as far as your name and personal information, that information goes out on every single letter. I personally, as I stated in the beginning of the call, I personally I call it an invitation letter, an announcement letter that basically says it's my only name, it's my only address, and all of the addresses that are listed on my credit report, I put all of those addresses on there and request for it to be removed, right? I do that day 1, I do that day 15, I do it day 30, and then if I'm working a client and all of it has not been updated, I do it every 30 days for my client outside of the dispute that I'm doing. But I'll be able to show you a little bit better now so you can see in the system what I'm talking about in 1 second. But
Oh,
on the chart, do you understand the chart itself?
yeah. The chart itself is just, yeah. I do understand it.
Cool. Awesome sauce. All right. So, any other questions before I go ahead and sign up for Dispute Panda? You guys have really good great questions today. I love it. Nope. All right. So what I'm gonna tell you is when you're signing up for Dispute Panda, you have to have, if you're using it as a user as well as the owner, you need to have 2 separate emails. So remember earlier today when I was saying I have multiple email addresses, the reason that I have multiple email addresses is because number one, I like to segment stuff off. So when me and my husband go on a do not spend binge, because we're like, okay, we want to save X amount of money, I'm not tempted to buy stuff. Okay. Because if it comes in my email and there's anything more than a 20% off, I'm buying it. I'm gonna find out if I need it. Okay. I'm a bulk shopper. My son comes here. He shops in my pantry. But another reason is you cannot have the same email address as the owner as well as the user in the system. Okay. So if you guys are doing this for yourself, you want to have either 2 Gmails or a Gmail and a Yahoo, so that one is for the actual account holder that you are, and then one is for the client, which you're also going to be. So as I load myself into this system, y'all, if you're doing this for yourself, you do not have to worry about company name or anything. It's going to default to your full name. Okay. And I will show you in the system where you can go to change that default system. Big pimpin' at fakemail.com. There we
I
go.
love it.
All right. What questions you got, my love?
Oh no, I was just saying I love that. The big pimpin' at fakemail.com. I could not think of a better one.
You know I gotta try it. So me and my husband been tussling because he said it's 7 p.m. Friday. How that song go, niece? It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no. So that's as far as I can get, y'all. Okay, before he start tussling with me, he will come down the steps and be like, "You ain't got what?" I be like, "I got a husband, and my husband, he got me." Y'all don't understand. We do not play. The other song he don't like is, I don't know if y'all are Cardi B fans, but there is a song that Cardi B has that calls Ring. Okay, and it says, "You don't hit my line no more. Oh, you don't make it ring, ring, ring." I sing that song with passion, okay? With gut. He like, who don't hit your line no more? I ain't never not called your phone. And I'm like, now I do want to say, okay, I've been blessed. Okay, none of my boyfriends in the past have been not hit my line no more. Okay, they made it ring. But I like the song, y'all. I feel it. When she sing it, I felt her pain. So I be singing it, and he be like, "You better sing Take a Long Walk in the Park." Okay. You better sit over there with your Jill Scott and your what's the other one, Erica Badu. He does not play. Okay, so I have literally been getting on his nerves because I sing that song every Friday to watch him come down the stairs and almost get me, y'all. Like, it'd be serious, but I change the lyrics. I'd be like, "My husband got me," because I like being married and whatnot. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So we're gonna plug everything in. Let me make sure these stuff match, just in case I get locked out. Okay, so you're gonna hit by signing up. You agree to the Dispute Panda terms. I personally do go ahead and select email me about special offers. Why? Because I'm special and I need the offers. Okay, that's why. That's it. That's all. I'm special and I need the offers. Hey, Niecy, you gonna give me some water? Because hey, you see how you can't hire good staff around here. Please hold y'all. Please. Janae, can I get some ice? You got to wash my hands though, because I don't know what you've been touching. Okay. So this is the service agreement. It's going to tell you how you do business with Dispute Panda and how Dispute Panda expects to do business with you. Okay. You're going to scroll down. I am personally not going to read it today, but y'all please make sure that y'all go ahead and review it. There will be a black box that comes up on the top. Best practice is to go ahead and approve it within the first 24 to 48 hours so you can get into the system. But we are going to move forward because, as y'all can tell, big pimpin' at fakemail.com ain't no way for me to verify that. Okay. So we're not even going to do it, but we're going to be able to move forward with the platform. I'm going to go over all of the side panels. We're going to go into the settings, and then we are going to dive in to a client once we are all done. Okay. So as soon as you come into the system, something that I've had other people ask is, does the platform alert you? No, the platform will not alert you. It will tell you the last day the last round went out for your client. It's not going to tell you that it's time for you to pull your client. So you have to do your due diligence. I'm trying to have a productivity management for the group so that there's a way for us to handle our calendars a little bit better, because I know I need that. But basically what you would have to do is check to say, okay, today's day 35. I need to go in and update. Today's day 71. I need to go in and pull, right? So that's something you have to do. So the system will tell you the rounds, it will tell you what's missing, and it will also tell you the birthdays. Okay. If you want to earn free coins, I'm going to tell you the 2 ways that you can do it. One is you can click on free credits. Right now, the program is not live, but it will be going live soon. So you want to go ahead and click on free credits. Once the program goes live, if you are a realtor, a tax preparer, if you know anyone else that's about to do credit repair or wants to come into this industry, you can go ahead and give them your affiliate link once it goes live, and then you will earn credits from every person that they sign up, right? Also, if you click on this affiliate, so signing up for Credit Dino is simple. All you have to do is put your information in here. You can make anywhere from $8 to $22. You can adjust your package that your client gets. I have the basic package, so I think it's like $29.99 that my clients paid. I get paid $8 and I get $17 credit. So I get a free attack every 35 days from my particular client. So what I do is first, 15th, 30th, you can post on your social media. Hey, have you checked your credit score? Hey, when's the last time you looked at your numbers? Hey, it's getting close to the end of the month. I know you're looking into that car. Why don't you use this link to check your credit score, right? And this way, even if people don't sign up for you, they're signing up with you under your credit monitoring. You're getting emails, you're getting information, and you can definitely put them in your email list, right? For them to go ahead and dip and do with you. And you get paid out every month. So I like that part. As long as you make $100, I like to point that out. So that's on the main dashboard. This report down here gives you like the analytics of your month and kind of what your month looks like. There are two ways for you to find the clients. You can do it under the microscope. Thank you so much. The magnifying glass, you have to put in 3 characters for it to pull up your client's information, or you can click on the client tab. When you click on the client tab, you can see your active clients, your inactive clients. You can import clients. So if you're coming from another software, you can use the CSV file. If you are having a hard time importing your client, you can send that CSV file to the back office, to the customer support team, and they will go ahead and help you import your clients accordingly. Okay. And then you can also add new clients. And we're going to do that in a minute. The letters tab is where you can see all the letters that you send out for your clients. I like to go over this portion because with the letters tab, you need to know a few things. If you send the letters out before 12 p.m. to the system will get the letters out same day. After 12 p.m., it goes out the next business day. The only tracking that you have is if you use certified. If you do first class, it's just like you putting a regular stamp on it and it's going to be stamped out. Okay. You do not have to go to USPS to check what's going on. You can literally left click and it will take you into USPS for you to check that tracking on that certified mail that is there. Now, even though you don't have tracking on the first class, it does give you an estimation of when your letter should get there. It's roughly about 4 to 5 days that it should arrive to the location. Okay. The inbox status is a pro feature. That's where your clients can communicate with you in a secure, safe platform. They can upload emails in that inbox. You can send them stuff, and this way it can be monitored. The reports tab, let me show y'all what the reports look like, y'all. Hold on. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on. Hold on, y'all. My system is acting real funny. Here we go. So this is what it looks like. So on the pro feature, you get the report not just on the company level for you to see how much you have increased, how much debt you deleted, but it also gives you the information on the client level. So on the pro, you have the ability to take that information and then you can turn it into a shareable social media post. And if you have your logo and all your information on there, guys, it will actually post up on that social media post, and you'll be able to put it in your email sequence, in your stories, wherever you want to put it. Right, you can put it right there for it to go, and you are good to go. So that's what the report section has. The subscription section is where you put your payment integration in. So your merchant service goes in there, your payment plans go in there, your onboarding forms go in there. All of those details are in there for you and your client to leverage. The training tab, of course, takes you back to the training as well as the contacts. Now, there are 2 ways that you can get into settings. You can click on the balance, or you can click on the 3 dots and go to settings. Settings will take you to profile. It'll have your name, your information. So if I change from Big Pimpin' at fakemail.com to bigpimpin at scoreincrease.com, right? I can go ahead and change that in here so that way that's now my new login email that I'm going to utilize for the business. If I want to change information, like I want to put my logo in here, my company name, my phone number, my privacy policy, my business address, my contract, all of that information is available in here as well, right? If I need to have a team member, so instead of you guys giving out sorry, your personal information, you can add the person in the system and they will have access, but they won't have your password. And the affiliate link tab gives you the ability that you can sign up to multiple credit monitoring softwares. What I like to say is that when you have the pro, you can give your client the option to pick whichever one that you want. If you're like me, I don't have them pick whichever one. I just go ahead and keep Credit Dino and save changes. And that's the only option that will populate for them when they log into their dashboard to upload their IDs and all that good stuff. Okay. The disputing option is where you can change the addresses. So like I was telling you guys that there are multiple addresses. If you want to switch where you're sending the letters to month, you can literally come here, change the address and send it to a different address every single month if you choose to. That is not, I'm just going to be honest, once you get to over like 50 clients, that's going to be tedious work. Okay. But you can do it if you want to, especially if you're like on the ground level starting, you can definitely do that. The billing tab, that's where you can put your dedicated payment system in. You can purchase in bulk. You can upgrade to the Dispute Panda Pro. Remember, it's $1 for 14 days and then $197 thereafter. But one of the things that I love is that we have the subscribe and save. So what they notice is that people were purchasing a set amount. So you can only purchase no less than $20. Well, if it's you and like your husband, and let's say you're printing all your letters, you can go ahead and do the subscribe and save for $20. You'll actually get $30. And that way you'll be able to go ahead and print the letters. And if let's say your mom is using Identity IQ and she wants to come on board, you wouldn't necessarily have to worry about the extra because that $17, that $20 is coming out every single month. You're getting $30 and you're good to go. Please bear in mind, if you are doing the subscribe and save for the $20 or the $60, that is the only thing you're getting that boost for. If you run out of the money and you come here on the subscribe and save plan and you put $100 in, then you're only getting $100. It doesn't match just because you're on the subscribe and save plan. Okay. That's what I wanted to go over. Okay. Invoicing. This is where you can see the invoices for your clients. You can see the invoice for your Panda Pro statement, your activity is where you can see the attacks that were sent out. You can see the mailing and any credits for your clients. Please understand that the credits are client specific. So if you have a husband on Credit Dino and a wife on Smart Credit, the husband is going to get the credit. You cannot transfer it to the wife. It is literally under that person's information. So whenever you use it, you'll be able to come into the system and see that one credit was issued and then one credit was used for that one particular person. So the husband can't say, go ahead and look out for my wife. That's cute. Tell her to go ahead and sign up for Credit Dino and you can make it $8 on the back end. Okay. The integration tab is a pro feature where you can integrate. So let's say your client signs up here and you have an email sequence. You can go ahead and connect Zapier to whatever software you have that has that email sequence so that they automatically go into that particular flow or that text message sequence you have. You can have the system speak to each other. The last one is back to the Dispute Panda referral agreement that we went over. So I've covered literally all of the settings, all the tabs on the side. Any questions before I load my test client in today?
Yeah, can you repeat that all in Portuguese?
Yep, I'm gonna translate it and put it on Facebook.
Just kidding.
You
Just
know,
kidding. That was
Adonis
awesome,
has
though.
to be the one and the two. The one and the two. I love it.
No, that was fantastic, though. Thank you for all the explanation.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Any other questions, guys? I don't see anything in the chat, I don't think. Hold on. Stacy said I made a little bit of sense. I love it. Thank you so much. Clarence said, let's get it. All right, cool. So we are now going to add ourselves in as a client. So again, I'm going to tell you that all of the information that you're putting on here, guys, is going to end up on the letter that's going out to the credit bureau. Best practice is if the client does not use the middle name. A question was Zapier. Zapier is an integration system that you can tell it. It's kind of like a widget that you plug in. So what you can do is, let's say, so for instance, I have an automation system. I have an automation software that sends my email, my nurturing emails for my clients. It sends my nurturing emails for my leads. Um, it also positions different things that they may need to purchase at different flows, right? I've already had that built out in my automation sequence. My automation sequence cannot speak directly to Dispute Panda. So when a client comes in, the only way to get the client in the automation sequence is for me to have my niece or my VA put them in my automation sequence, or I can use Zapier as a gateway to say, when a new client comes into Dispute Panda, I need you to put them in my automation sequence, right? Or let's say a client comes in from my automation sequence because they came on my calendar. Once they go from coming on my calendar and they have now signed their contract, I now have it where Zapier moves them from here over to Dispute Panda, right? So they're taught, so it's a way for two systems to speak to each other that cannot normally have a conversation. There is a free version of Zapier. I think you get like five types of zaps, which is telling, do the if this then this, if this then that. You can have up to, I think, 5 for free. I'm not quite sure, don't quote me on it. I've had Zapier for a long time. So the pricing may be a little different, but that's what Zapier is. It's just a tool that integrates two different softwares together. Great question. Okay, so for best practices, guys, if you have a whole family, sometimes I'll do the family, the son, the dad, the aunt. If there's a junior, senior, I normally only, hold on. So is that a mentorship, something to learn? If you have more questions on Zapier, I can show you the platform outside of, but it's not it isn't, it is a tool that you can leverage to speak to different platforms. We can cover it on an open classroom. In the mentorship, that's definitely not a problem. Great question. I'll put it on the calendar. Y'all can drop these things in the Facebook group so that I know what to kind of bring to y'all if y'all don't know. So I'm so glad you brought that up. I'll go ahead and add a class on Zapier as well. But if you have a family, and best practice is, if it's not on the ID, it's not being used, don't put it on there. Now I'm gonna be clear. My mama was extra. She knew I was gonna come out very razzle dazzle. Okay, y'all. She knew I was gonna be razzle and dazzle the whole 9. So therefore, I got 4 names: Raquel, Christina, Sharon, May. Then I decided to get married. This is my second marriage. Okay, y'all. So I got a lot of names. With that being said, the only names I need to know is my first and my last name. That is it. That is all. Okay. I'm not saying that you may not give the social security card, and the social security card will have all the names. What I'm stating is, what is their first name? What is their last name? That is what we want to have on the system, right? If they use junior, the third, the fifth, then fine, put that on there, but it is not needed. But if they're using that consecutively, if every time they apply for loans, for credit, for anything, they're putting junior, the third, the fifth, the 17th, make sure that you're putting that on there just so that everything is cohesive, right? And it's the same across the board. Now, rmpcg at fake mail. So I have to create a different email address here. The phone numbers can stay the same, guys. You're going to put the social in, and then you're going to put the address. If they have a unit, a building, whatever, you want to go ahead and put the information in there accordingly. You want to select the state, and then you want to go ahead and put the zip code in. The date of birth is very important. Now, once you've loaded your client in, if your client is, if you're on the pro, you can select this button. It will automatically send an invitation email to your client for you to load. However, if your client, if you do not have pro, it will tell you, girl, sit down. That's what, you see this, but that's what it says. Say, girl, sit down. If you don't sit down, Raquel, I'll be like, I'm sitting. It's cool, I'm sitting. But you have that option there. Once you plugged everything in, you're going to hit save, and it will then take you into the software where you can load your client's information. Now, I want to cover a fun topic before we dive in. There are 3 boxes up here. Of the 3 boxes, only 2 are required: proof of identification, proof of address. Only 2. The other is optional. If you are using the Social Security card as the proof of identification because their driver's license is not valid, what makes a driver's license invalid? Number 1, they moved from Kentucky to Michigan. They're now a Michigan resident, but they do not have a Michigan ID. That ID, although it is a valid driver's license because it has not expired, it is not valid because it's not their recent address. You don't use it. You would use their Social Security card, you use a paycheck stub, you use their passport, you use anything else to maneuver. Okay? The proof of address. If you're using a residential bill, best practice is to get an updated bill every 60 to 90 days. Reason being is that you know that the credit bureaus love to give you a wonderful stall letter. And trust me, that is grounds for them to act like they have to stallate us out. Okay? So just for best practices, if you're using a residential bill, gas bill, water bill, cable bill, residential phone bill, you need to get an updated bill every 60 to 90 days. Anything else, cell phone bill, you can use it. It's fine. Okay. My wonderful team member, David, dropped it in the chat. So for you guys that are by your computers, go ahead and download that so you have accessibility to it. Okay. It's also in the training guide, so you can't miss it. Now, one of the wonderful things that I love is that this system offers a crop and save. The goal is to get everything on 1 to 2 sheets of paper when it comes to the supporting documents that you're sending out. Now, something that I like to explain is this right here is none of their business. If your client is giving you a bill that's coming from their resident and it's past due, no ma'am. That is definitely not what we need to do. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to crop it and take out all that information that does not need to be there. Okay. All you need is the address, the name, and the date for that to be captured. You're going to hit crop and save, and the system is going to store it. How you know it's stored is that it's gradient. You can click on it and you'll see a little bit of the information. You're good to go. The driver's license, you're going to crop. Sometimes they'll put it on a big piece of paper. Y'all just crop it to where y'all need just the information on the driver's license. You crop and you save. In this particular case, I am going to use the Social Security card, but again, it is not required because I already have the 2 other pieces of information for the client. Okay, it is optional. If you are using MyScore IQ, Identity IQ, you're going to upload your client's file here. If you're using Smart Credit, you're going to use the HTML pasting right there. Okay. Now, if you, regardless of what platform your client is using, you still want to leverage this information here. So you're going to click on Credit Dyno, whichever one, because this is a storing facility for your client. So you can still store the information here that you're going to need later. So if you are using Identity IQ, Smart Credit, MyScore IQ, you have to log into that platform every single month, update the actual credit report, and then pull the information over here. If you are using Credit Dyno, all you have to do is click the update. If it's month 2, 3, 4, you just come in here, you click update, the system will update the report automatically. So you don't have to do any extra jumping through hoops or anything of that nature, okay? I'm going to plug the client's info in here. Hold on 1 second. And then I'm going to do, if you guys see there's a green button that says Credit Dyno 1-click import. So for the first round, you're going to do 1-click import. For the second round, you're going to click update so that you're updating the report, and then it's going to pull the information in. Okay. As you can see on my screen, it now says, ta-da! You can get your free round of attack because you use Credit Dyno. You've earned that credit. If you guys look over here, free attack round 1 for your client, and then the disputing tab opens. Okay. Once you get over here, best practice, as I said earlier, you're only going to select the accounts for the inquiry that are not attached to an open and active account. If you're using a window-based computer, you're doing Control F, as in Foxtrot. If you're using a Mac like myself, you're going to do Command F. It's going to open up a search window for you, and then you can go ahead and copy these creditors and paste them. Okay. You're able to search. So you don't have to scroll up and scroll down. You can literally press Control Find, go ahead and look and see if they have an open and active account with that line. If they have an open and active account, we're not going to select it. If they do not, you will. If there's ever an account that has a slash, so like let's say it says reprise / financial or reprise / synchrony bank, you're going to search reprise first, and then you're going to search synchrony bank next, because sometimes it looks exactly the same way it looks here, and sometimes it doesn't in the account section. Okay. So as you can see, when we came in, this person had no public record, so there's nothing here. They do have inquiries, and the system already selected negative accounts for them. Okay. So I don't have to do any work. The system has already said these accounts are creating impact for the client. But if you want to know, well, why is it creating impact? You can click this little eye icon. And one of the things I love about Credit Dino is that it gives you the full 7-year report for your client. So I'm going to take you guys in just a little bit of what my consultation looks like. So I'm having a conversation with the client. I'm looking at their summary. So I can see that this was open. Highest balance was $10,419. Balance owed right now is $8,000. Payment is $212. Cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and click over to the payment history. Now we're going to have a conversation. If your payment history is worth 35% of your score, which is roughly 192.5 points, and you have not paid on time, right? You've not paid the full 100% of your payment history, you're missing out on the full 192.5 points in that specific area, right? So if we're talking about, this goes back to the question that I got asked earlier, well, can the person leave my program in 3 months or 6 months? If they're not doing the right behaviors, I don't know. Because if I'm writing all these letters, number one, best practice, y'all. If your client has been late the last 3 months, do not enroll them in your program. I would not enroll them in a credit repair program. I would enroll them in a budgeting program where we meet once a month for 3 months. You have to see that they're making the payments on time for the cards that they have. Okay. And remember, if they have an active bankruptcy going on, you're not taking them right now. Okay. But those are some red flags, because if you're not paying them, how do I know you're paying me? That's number one. Number two, you can bash me and be like, my credit score never went up. It never went up because you kept being late. And depending on what that item is that you're being late, if it's a mortgage, if it's a car, that's anywhere from 45 to 100 and something points that you're losing out, right? Depending on what the severity is that your client is being late on, like what that particular item is. So you're going to have that, I have that conversation with them of like, this is how much you paying on time is worth. It's worth 192.5 points. You can't get any more than 192.5, but if you're not paying on time, you're losing those points. With that being said, you're not going to gain those points back until that 24-month window is over, right? Then I move on to the account health, and I'm talking to them about their utilization. Utilization is 30% of the overall score. Well, for you to be in the 700 club, your overall utilization for all of your credit lines need to be under 20% if you're in the 700 club, and under 10% if you want to be in the 800 club. That's roughly 165 points. The more you're using, the less that you have available, which is going to tank your score. Now, I'm not telling you not to use the card. I'm telling you that you have to find out, when is your information going to be reported, so that you can pay 2 to 3 days before the statement is about to close, so that you can then go ahead and lower your overall. Because I have a credit card that I use every single month. It's a $3,000 credit card. I think I have one that's 3,000, one that's 4,000. 4,000. And I utilize it for gas, buying food, taking the kids out, because it's a cashback card, right? And then what I do is I leave the money in my bank account, because let's be clear, your bank does have a bank score, and how much money you leave in your bank account actually affects that bank scoring. So I'd rather leave my cash in my bank account, right? Use my credit card, earn my cash back rewards, even if it's only a penny, I want it back, okay? and then I turn around 2 to 3 days before the statement's about to close and I pay that card all the way down, guess what? My utilization is low because I'm using that one card over and over again, and I had the money sitting in my bank account, so I'm never going over my utilization threshold of my 20% to be in the 700 club or my 10% to be in the 800 club. So you got to learn how to play that game. So that's what we're teaching the client as they're with us. So when you're asking, how long are you going to be with us? What behaviors are you going to implement? Do you have a credit card? Because if you don't have a credit card, that's 55 points that you're leaving on the table, right? Because having a credit mix is worth 55 points. If all they have is an auto loan, but they don't have a credit line, they're leaving points on the table. So that's also going to gauge how quickly they're going to reach their 620 or above that they're looking to get. Okay. So that's one of the things that I love about the Credit Dyno platform that you're able to look at and you're able to see. So Niles, since you're still here with me, we have now selected the accounts. We've seen what's going on. If you had your own letters, guys, you can put your own letter in here and the system will generate that letter for you. So for me, like I have surplus letters, I have different things. So the system will generate the letters. You can save the letters and pull them. If you have used factual disputing codes before and you have a late payment code that works well, you can go ahead and plug it in here and you can generate, and the system will generate that letter for you. All you have to do is hit use template, and instead of it generating the dispute letter, it will generate the letter that you selected. Or you can change your mind and say, never mind. Okay. Once you have selected everything that you need to, you're going to hit save filter. Then you're going to get to the attack. So Neil's question earlier was, what about the letter type? So when you click on start round, the nerve attack attacks all items on the credit report. So remember, it's attacking all the items that you have specifically selected in the dispute phase. So whatever accounts you selected, whatever inquiries you selected, if your client had bankruptcy, repo, whatever, any judgments that are showing up there would be selected. The pinwheel, oh, wait, sorry, y'all. The pinwheel, it's similar to the nerve attack, okay? But it limits each letter to 7 negative items and 10 inquiries. So if your client had 20 negative items, that means that they're not going to get one letter. They're going to get 3 letters for that one particular credit bureau that may have 20 on there, right? It's not going to just only generate one letter. It's going to generate the letters, but it's going to cap it off where it only has 7 negative items on that letter and 10 inquiries. The Punch of Fury has creates letters for each thing. So 1 letter for personal information, 1 for inquiries, and 1 for the actual accounts. The Punch of Fury has 5 accounts, 9 inquiries. So you're able to see what each of these letters are going to generate, and if there's going to be any caps, so that you know that it's going to generate multiple letters for that particular client if they have more than what is required for that cap. So if your client has 22, they're not going to generate just 1 letter. It's going to be multiple letters for the client. Does that make sense, Niles? I think Trent left, and I think I was talking
Yeah,
to
that
Clarence
makes
too.
sense. That makes perfect sense.
So if the account that you had in the dispute window, for instance, was a late payment account, right? It wasn't anything else. It was just a late payment. The system, if the system has not automatically pulled it, you would select the option and the system will automatically generate late payment verbiage from the letter that you're going to, from the letter selection that you're going to pick. Now, the guide is saying that the first letter I'm going to pick is Punch of Fury. So it's going to have the personal information, it's going to have the inquiries, and then it's going to have everything else. What you would do at the first round is you're going to hit handwritten. If you had the pro, you would click the box here that says generate creditor letters. The system will automatically generate those letters for you, okay? But you're going to come down here and hit Supreme Boosted. You're going to hit Start Round, and you're going to go ahead and type Confirm. All right? Once you're done with that, it will automatically generate for you guys, as you can see. I want to note that the static letters are only free if you have money in your bucket. So it's telling you that after you've done this, I'm also supposed to send letters to the secondary bureaus, right? So I would need to come back here, hit static letters. I would hit handwritten again because doing round 1. I would scroll down just for best practices, I would click Factor Trust, Microtel, Data X, Clarity, Credco, ARS, LCI, Anovis, LexisNexis. And then if I have money in the account, I would just select start round. And as long as I have at least $1 in there, it will generate the round for the static letters. For the young lady who was saying, hey, I had a stall letter, you would come to the static letters. You would select stall letter for the credit bureau. This that you see here is the law that is applicable to the static letters. So for y'all that are in my mentorship in the bonus section where the stall letters are showing up, this coding is already in y'all letters. So there's nothing that y'all have to do. Y'all just would have to put the client's name and stuff like that in there and their addresses and stuff. But this letter is in the system that's generated. So what you would do is if you sent out the letter July 1st, July 7th, you got a letter back saying, we don't think this is you. You would come in here, you would go ahead and select this option, put that the original dispute was July 1st. And then if you have the pro, you can actually upload the dispute letter from that particular credit bureau, and the system will put the stall letter with that dispute letter and you can print it out. If you don't, then you would have to print out the stall letter and then print out the dispute letter that corresponds with that particular credit bureau. Let me close this out. Okay. If you want the system to mail the letter out for you, you would click mail out. Remember, you have to change it from double-sided to single-sided. It's already in first class, but if you wanted to go certified mail, this would be the cost for certified mail. You don't have to select that though. It doesn't have to be in color. And then you already know what the price point is, so you can go ahead and close this out and add the money and then come back in and have the system mail it. If you are mailing it yourself, you're going to click download all, and then you're going to print out the documentation yourself. The history tab shows you the letters that have been generated. Please note that the system is saying you downloaded it. So if you do not tell the system to mail it and you don't download it, nothing happened for your client at all. Nothing happened. Okay. In the history tab, you can see the credit report when it was pulled. You can see the credit score, what it has changed to. And then in the inquiry tab, the invoice tab, if there are any invoices you can see. The notes tab is a pro feature where you can see the information. And this is kind of where everything is. So now if I click on the letters tab and I click on this icon, it's telling me that I've downloaded the letters. It was in black and white because I didn't have the system mail anything out for me. Okay. Any questions since I've walked you guys through the platform? Any questions, guys? So far, so good. Thank you, Clarence. Did the kids go to sleep, friend? I hope they didn't go to sleep. They need to be up. They need to be turned because school's about to start, okay? They need to live their best. Oh, he said finally. Darn. Oh, and let me show you guys. When you go into the settings, remember when I said you can see the activity information? So this is the attack. It shows that the attack went out today. And then attack credit, Raquel May, free attack applied. So you're able to see all that information, okay? In real time, like you can see what's going on with your clients. And this is what the dashboard looks like. This is what the dashboard looks like. So again, we're back. You can see your client information. Any questions, concerns, or comments on what I've reviewed so far, let me know. On one turning 3 this week and the other turning 2 in November. So, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, but congratulations on the love muffins, honey. I love them age at 2 and 3. I didn't like changing diapers, okay, because I had stair steppers. So I have a 19, 18, 16, and then now we have Hunter who runs our life, who's 6. He's gonna be 7 in September. But I really miss him being like 2 and 3, and I even miss him when he first came home. The funny part is, I tell my oldest son who's 19, Like in my mind, he just came home from the hospital. Like I don't know who told him to get an apartment, y'all. Like who told him to live his best life and get a condo? Nobody told him to do that. But he's out there living his dream, y'all. Any questions, concerns, or comments? Let me know, guys. They do grow up super fast, y'all. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. The floor is open. Do you guys have any questions, concerns, comments before I let you go? Ooh, we got a 9-year-old. That's right. It's busy in that house, y'all. You play hide and go get them. I like it. I like it. Any questions y'all got tonight? Ooh. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta tell me. Y'all need me. Y'all got questions, comments, concerns, anything? If not, I'm gonna let y'all go be great for the rest of the night. That was so. Thank you, Miss Brooks. I appreciate it. I hope I gave some value. How do I get back in contact with you? Okay, I can drop my link if you guys want to book an appointment with me. That is completely fine. I do give away free letters for anyone that books a call with me. Oh, I will also, let me see. I feel like y'all were really interactive, but a lot of the people that were interactive are not here anymore. And I was gonna give away a prize, and they done left, y'all.
Yeah, I don't have any questions. You did a really good job. I really appreciate it. I'm thinking, once I start going through it, once I start going through the program,
Mhm.
it's gonna start making a lot of sense or what you presented tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Loyalty tax that's now all over Jerusalem. I appreciate you being here now all over the Nile. She be going up and down the Nile River, y'all. Y'all think I'm joking. Today she is stationary, but I promise you, if y'all come back on Wednesday, she gonna be all up and down the Nile, dragging her mama all up and down the river in the road with her. I promise you. Hey mom. Hey mom. Do you do these okay, so these meetings for Dispute Panda is live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. My mentorship group that I have, we have a full calendar this month. Y'all see the calendar today, y'all? We have a full calendar this month. But I also do open Zoom rooms. So if you guys have questions, sometimes I will drop a link. If you guys are already in the community, I know the community is at capacity. We are about to transition off of that platform that we're in because Loyalty brought it to my attention. And I went to the divs, like, I was like, hey, my homegirl said she can't get into the club. Like, she see the club, but she can't get into VIP. I don't get it. So I do try to make sure that I tell y'all when I'm going to drop a Zoom, an open workroom so that you guys have the link in advance. But a lot of times I have an open workroom on a Saturday or Sunday so you guys can bring files, ask questions, and just kind of work files with me. It will not be this weekend, however, because I am doing an event Thursday and Friday. So this weekend I'll be getting my throat together because I'm hosting. Yeah.
Raquel, I
Yeah.
needed to ask.
Mhm.
This is Daryl. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored. Thank you for the knowledge and wisdom that you're sharing. Quick
Won't he do it? All
question
right.
in reference to Dispute Panda with joining, do you get like a web page support or do we have to, do that all over on our own as far as setting up a web page or a landing page?
Yeah, so this is only a disputing platform. So I think like CRC does it where they give you a website for you to be able to showcase that you're a credit repair person. This is only a disputing platform. So we stayed in our area of genius, which is making sure that you have dope ass letters to send out to dispute and get the results that you need for your client. So anything outside of that, you would have to build outside of the platform. It's not connected.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. We did have it before, but unfortunately, we don't
Yeah, I
do
thought so
that.
early on when Brown started, there was one.
Yep,
Okay.
we had Kong Automations, but that partnership has since dissolved. So we don't do that anymore. So yeah, that's another reason why the Zapier integration is there. Oh, but Miss Brooks, I'm gonna need y'all to read the chat. Miss Brooks said, I got you on the website if you need it now. Okay. Go on with somebody that know what they're talking about. Ms. Brooks said, pull up to the club. So go ahead and slide in her little private box.
I got a
All
question
right.
too.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned there's another group you guys have. You guys meet at
Oh, yes.
capacity?
I have a mentorship program that I
Oh.
offer that kind of coincides with Dispute Panda. So that mentorship program is $37 a month, and we do meet. We go over one week we're working in the business, the next week we're working on the business. Sometimes we do both in one week. But the goal is to give you guys resources and tools to be able to actually create a flow that will work for you. Make sure that you're mapping it out and you have a safe space to come and ask questions and learn other methods that are out there, and make sure that you're doing it compliant, because I think the hardest part is knowing the law to be able to leverage it the way that you need to on the back end, right? While you're doing credit repair, because everyone's in a different state, everyone's different, right? So I wanted to have a place where everyone can come get the material, make sure that you're doing good business, and then charge what you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. Yeah, I got your Instagram. I found it. So, yeah.
Awesome. I'm out
So
here. I'm
Raquel,
outside.
with the onboarding, we would send them a link to do the onboarding if we wanted them to do it, upload docs and so forth. Just send them a link to do onboarding as
That's
far as new
only if
clients.
you have the pro. If you do not have the pro, the onboarding doesn't work.
And does the 2060 upgrade give you those aspects of pro? The $20
So
and the $60 bonus
no.
thing you was talking.
What gives you pro is the 197 a month. The 20 or 60 is the amount of credits that you're purchasing every single month for you to be able to dispute.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Great questions. Great questions. Thank you so much for your, my Instagram is Coach Raquel _TV. Thank you so much for your time. It was helpful and my pleasure. I be trying to come in here and act right. Okay. Sometimes I do good. Okay. Sometimes I show out. Just understand. I didn't put on my first lady wig or my church hat, so I decided to behave. Plus, my scalp is hurting, y'all. My scalp. I decided to do my own hair, and I don't know, because I can't see it. I had to grab it extra hard. Like, just pray for me, okay? My scalp is like ow, but I wanted to have these wonderful curls and this big bun. You know what I'm saying? For Thursday and Friday, I want to show out and not
How'd y'all
have to
make
wear.
out with the storm down there in Houston?
I know. I'm over here in Killeen, and we're having a TV media tour. I have a magazine. So one of the big things that I'm transitioning to in 2024 is offering an opportunity for business owners to be able to have promo, right? And to be in a space where they can get into homes. So one of the things that I'm doing is I did get an opportunity to have a network behind me, and I am pushing my TV show Breaking Barriers TV, where they can come on, talk about how they broke barriers, and be in over 350 million households because they're on Apple TV, Roku, Hulu, Amazon. Love that, right? So we're having an event out here in Killeen on Thursday and Friday, just kind of showcasing, and I'll be going over credit and what people need to know in the credit space. And my girlfriend who had her TV show has already aired. She has a podcast as well. She's actually number 2 in the podcast in the ministry space. Now, y'all know I haven't been delivered from cussing, y'all. Okay. I don't cuss on social media, but my mouth is bad. Okay. I'm Jamaican. All right. And all of my family members are military. So cursing is like, it's salt and pepper. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's flavor. It flavors the sentence. Okay. So I be trying to tell her, don't make me come on your platform, girl, because you don't know what's gonna fly out. But the anointing of the Lord be on my tongue, and I don't be cursing on her platform. See, won't he do it? He does it. So we are going to be out here Thursday and Friday of this week doing that. And then I go back to grind mode with just making sure that I'm teaching and giving value. I think the week of the 16th, we're going to be talking about disputing flows, and we're going to be going over the actual codes in the mentorship group that I have about what the law says you can and cannot do, right? So that's what we're covering over there. But we meet here to go over the platform. We talk about how you can how you leverage a platform. A lot of the letters that you need are already in the system. You just got to go there and get it and know how to leverage it. So I love the fact that we already have a goodwill letter that's in the system, right? We already have the verbiage that's necessary. We just need to know when to apply it. And if you guys are coming in, that's kind of what I created the mentorship for, so that you guys would have that seasoning that y'all need to know what to do in between. All right. Great questions. Any other questions, concerns, or comments before I let y'all go? Be great, because this light is lighting. Okay, it's hot. I'm sweating off my eyebrows. I'm lying. These are mine. Okay, these are mine. My mama gave them to me. They're mine. But any questions, y'all? Okay. Oh, and Miss Brooks dropped her email. So if y'all need support with y'all website, go on to the chat. And make sure you put in the subject line website help, so that she doesn't not read y'all. Like, y'all need to put what y'all needed help for. So because people be like, Raquel, remember when you said no? I'm 43. I got a vintage memory. Y'all better put what y'all need in that chat. Put it in there. All right. But other than that, thank you guys for being so great. Thank you for coming in. We'll be back here on Wednesday, going over any questions. And hopefully my niece didn't poison me with my cup of drink. I'm still gonna drink it. If I'm not here on Wednesday, it's her fault. Okay. It's her fault. She did it to me. All right. Thank you guys for being so amazing. Y'all have a great day. Bye, guys.